I was always a believer of having more experience. Personally, I don't know if the firm feels this way too, but I weigh experience almost as much as education, because when you're on the job, if you develop the professional skills that you do develop in internships and externships and other employment, maybe not even accounting, you're more ready. The learning curve, there's always going to be a learning curve wherever you start. It might be 6 months to a year, whatever it is. That's going to be lessened. And the quicker you can interact with clients and hold an intelligible conversation and have the confidence to call somebody up and work out an issue, the quicker you'll learn it. You'll learn all that stuff eventually, but if you can learn it now and so you have less to learn when you get on the job, I think that's...
I had an internship and an externship, and I think the thing for me that was the most valuable for that was getting to know the people at the different firms. Back to the question of how did you transition into the work life was a little bit difficult for me. I wasn't expecting... I was a very high achiever here at school, and I did very well here. And then I went into a work situation where I felt the learning curve was so steep that I wasn't expecting to feel as, I don't know, I felt like I went from a situation where I knew a lot to a situation where I was like, oh, man, that's hard. But it's part of the learning curve, and it comes. I would say, for me, it was probably 8 months in when it really started clicking of what I was doing in the audit world. But that took me a little bit by surprise. I wasn't expecting to be quite so.
I think everyone feels dumb.
I did.
First,
I was
you're a
probably
little scared to ask
I
questions.
to tell the students that as professionals, we know it's going to take 6 months to a year, and we don't expect you to be. Compared to going from junior high school, being the big 8th grader to freshman in high school. But we expect, employers know that there's a learning curve. School does a very good job of preparing you to maybe recognize when you know you don't know something. If that makes sense. And so, that's why we have programs to train you and teach you, and everybody goes through the same learning curve, and everybody ends up doing just fine. Yeah, and you have to be humble, and you have to be ready to get something thrown back on your desk marked up in red, like every week for me, it seems like.